Hey everybody, Brian Drury of Overcoming Graduation here, and today I want to tell you about how to change habits, but in order to do that, we need to understand how habits work and how they actually function within our body. So I want to tell you about something I first learned about in a book called The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, and that is what's called the habit loop. And this is how our habits function at like kind of a base, very simplistic level, but understanding this can be one of the most pivotal things in helping you change the habits that you want to in your life. That means get rid of the bad ones, implement the good ones, and then keep them long term. So understanding this is core and foundational. Any of my one-on-one clients or my coaching groups that I work with, this is one of the first things we cover because it is so important to understand this concept before you try to make these changes, to understand how you can best make the changes for lasting results. Now, this concept actually came from a guy named B.F. Skinner in the 1940s, and Charles Duhigg documented this in his book. And what he describes is that a habit loop is actually just this big circle that repeats over and over again. And what it is comprised of is three different things. It's a cue, a routine, and a reward, and then it loops back. So cue, routine, reward, and it loops. So think about this in any situation. There is a cue, a routine, and a reward that you follow every single time. The more you do it, the more it gets reinforced and the more it sticks. So here's an example. Let's say someone has a cue of feeling stressed, and then their routine is smoking a cigarette, and they believe that relaxes them and that helps them decrease the tension. They believe. Then the reward is feelings of relaxation. So every time they feel stressed, they go to the coping mechanism and then they get their relaxation or their perceived relaxation, and then it circles back. Now, again, anybody who knows about smoking knows it doesn't actually do that. That's a whole nother topic, but this is one of the examples from the book. So what he says is that in order to make habit change, we're never going to get rid of habits entirely. So one of the best and most effective ways to change a habit is to keep the same cue, the same reward, but change the routine. Let's use that same example. Let's say you feel stressed, and instead of going to smoke a cigarette, you decide to take a walk with a friend and talk with a friend. You decide to go work out. You decide to drink a cup of tea. And then you get the same reward of relaxation, of relieving tension, but you don't have any of the negative consequences or side effects. So let's think about some more practical examples, because you might not be a smoker, but all of us are addicted to our phones in one way or another. So let's say the cue is boredom. Our routine is grab our phone and scroll for God knows how long until we get sucked in and we pop back out like we just got sucked out of the Matrix and we're like, where have we been? And then the reward is little hits of dopamine. That's really why we're going to our phone most of the time, is to get some little notification, some little ping, a message, something that we're seeking and finding. That's what dopamine actually does in our brain, is it wants to seek and find, and we get a little hit of good feeling when we find that thing. So how can we replace this? How can we replace this grabbing the phone and scrolling with something positive or productive that's actually helping us grow and move towards becoming the type of person we want to be? So we get that same cue, boredom. Now our routine can be to pause and check in and see what's something positive that I could do. The routine could become, okay, I do 10 push-ups. Whenever I feel boredom, that helps activate my mind and get me in a state where I go, okay, what do I actually want to be doing right now? Versus just defaulting into the most easily accessible thing in front of you and then getting those feelings of dopamine, but at a cost. Because as my mentor, Sean Stevenson, used to say, when we focus on the instant gratification, which is anything that has an instant benefit but a long-term cost, we end up being at the mercy of those instant gratifications, those vices, those addictions. If we focus on long-term gratification versus the instant, then we're focused on things that build us towards a better future, that are helping us grow and develop, and they may have an immediate cost or an immediate sacrifice, but each day we're growing and building, and that compounds over time. So think about this concept and where you can apply it in your life. Where can you keep the same cue, the same reward, but change the routine to help you start creating the habits you want that are going to build you up and help you become a better version of you each and every day? If you want to find out more on how to be more productive, more efficient and effective, you want to join a group of like-minded people that share your interest in growing and developing and facing up to challenges and overcoming adversity, and also a group that's going to help hold you accountable, I want you to click the link below to find out more about what we're doing at Overcoming Graduation to help you succeed and become more productive, efficient, and effective than ever. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll be talking to you again real soon.